a really strong business person, often if they are wanting to grow and progress and scale, they'll maybe do different elements at certain stages. So I'll give you one of our success stories. There's one of our founders, Tara Bosch. She was 21, so one of our younger founders, and she developed this lovely these gummy bears that were really low in sugar. And you might see them in the stores. They're called SmartSweets.
Oh, yeah.
And there's a podcast called How I Built This City, where Tara speaks about her journey. And so she developed her product. So she's very much that hands-on technician. She had a real passion for, she loves sweets, which I can relate to. And I love her product, but also trying to maybe eat less sugar, right? So she spent time developing the product. And she also had a business sense that in order to grow and scale the business, that she's going to have to go through different steps. Her first step, after she developed the product, she knew she needed inventory. And I think in the podcast, maybe she needed 100,000, 150. So she got a number of funders, including Futurepreneur, with her first inventory of product. And that basically helped to launch her. Later on, though, as she was growing and scaling, she did bring investors, and she did sort of change and develop her marketing and her brand. And so I think if someone's really serious about being an entrepreneur and, hitting what I'll tell you in a moment as the jackpot, is that because she was quite scrappy and did different things along the way, her product's so popular that 5 years later, when she was 26, she sold that company for $360 million. And it was also through that investment strategy. So I think entrepreneurs also need to decide what their vision is. Some want maybe a business that supports their family. Others want something bigger that they can grow and scale. But in order to do that, you do have to really, I would say the word is be scrappy, and you have to be strategic about when you're going to do maybe certain kinds of financing and investment, when you will bring investors. And so there are some nuances to that journey if you decide to become that kind of size and become that lucrative. So
yeah, when you were describing the company about low sugar, and I was like, I know this one because it feels like very recent, but I think they have been around for quite a while now. But before that, no one knew that company, no one knew what they were doing. Yeah. And then suddenly you would see them popping up everywhere in Walmart and big chain store, small stores as well. I would go and I would see their sweets everywhere. Yep. And then I started doing research. I found out they were also, I think, part of League of Innovators as well at some point. Yep. And then I started looking into more and more, and that's a very inspiring story because the founder had a vision and they stuck to it. Whatever they were doing, they were not directly going for, I want to go for $100 million. They were going for first, let's figure out how are you going to do the first inventory. Exactly. After that inventory was success, after the first product, I built the product, it's good. I tested it, people liked it. Exactly. Now, how are we going to do the inventory? That step is done. Then it's how are we going to get the investors? That step is done. That's single step she kept focusing on. One step at a time, not 100 million. Because if you look at the mountain, then it's difficult to climb. Exactly. Just look at the first step that you want to take. Yeah, 100%. And I think that's often where people get stuck, is they know they have this vision of where they might want to be, and it's more of a dream. Yeah. If you don't know the steps to get there, it will maybe stay a dream. And this is something that I see. You asked me about sort of barriers. We do get entrepreneurs that come at the very early stages. They don't have any traction yet. And they're like, oh, I want to do this, which is not a bad thing. But it's like this, but then how are you actually going to get there? And that's something we will help you do. Now, Tara had lots of people helping her, as you mentioned. Mm-hmm. So if you're wanting to create that large a vision, you're probably going to need to access lots of different people to make that vision happen. But I think what we really encourage you to do through our business planning process, working with our business development staff, our entrepreneur residents, is to build that plan. And that plan should have a step implementation strategy that kind of helps you build.
and sort of build like that. And so we can take you toward, toward the vision, but we're also going to make sure you're focused enough that you've got steps 1 to 3 first.
Oh, yeah.
And you're not trying to do them in a different order. So.
Yeah. This is what I've seen as well. Like, first difficulty is that people look at the mountain, as I said, like then they get scared. So how about just looking at the next step you're going to take? Look at where you're putting your foot down. Is the path clean? Do you have enough experience for that? Or who's going to help? Who's going to help you with that? So just look at the next step that you're going to take, and then find right people. And it's not going to be easy journey. Like it's never a very easy journey. Like someone made $100 million, and we're talking about success of SmartSweets right now. Smart Sugar right now. But we are not talking about all the difficulties she faced, because we do not have the idea like what she personally went through.
Totally.
And how was her mental state, how strong she had to be to actually take the company there, and what kind of difficulties she faced. We don't know all the internal stories of her. So right now, we are only seeing like a tip of iceberg. We are like, she achieved such a great thing. That's a great thing. But like, we have to see, and basically we have to see and also appreciate all the things that she went through and learned throughout her journey, which made her go through that place where she is right now.